What's up, nerds? What's up, nerds? Goz Master here with another Magic the Gathering puzzle quest. Today's quest is a Planeswalker review of Daretti Ingenious Iconoclast bundle. It's a $29.99 American USD dollar bundle of a new Planeswalker, red and black, that's available in the vault right now. First and foremost, as always, gratitude, appreciation, and much ups to the WEBCORE team. Just chatting with some of the WEBCORE crew a second ago, and just wanted to let you guys know, especially you know who you are, the L crew. I really appreciate all that you guys are doing for us in the community, the quick bug fixes, the responses, a lot of the things that are adjusted on the fly. It is truly appreciated. There's a couple bugs here, but we're going to spotlight those early and show what should work so that in the future, if you're watching this as a review for gold, you can make the determination if this is somebody you want to get. In addition to that, it should be all fixed and addressed. But that said, what do you get when you get the Daretti bundle? You get 3 packs. You get a red, a black, and then a standard OTJ pack. You get 2,500 runes and 50 gold and 120 pinks for $29.99 American USD dollars. That is it. Let's get right into the Planeswalker because I don't want to waste any time. I want to show you what's up with this one because I kind of like this one. All right, so let's take a look at Daretti himself. He's got 125 life. He is black and red. He is in, I was noted, this is the first Planeswalker that we have in a wheelchair, which I think is interesting. It's a spider leggy wheelchair thing, but that's kind of cool. Now, normally, I'm going to start with the mana bonuses because I know that's probably what you're thinking. But guys, look at the mana bonuses. You always say that you do not like when they don't have +5/+5 to their main colors. Yeah, I know. And in this case, I would normally say black and red need to be +5. However, there's this card called Sunken Citadel, which I adore, I think you know. And so when you use Sunken Citadel in a build, here's some of the challenges I'm finding as of recently in the standard meta right now. The meta is super fast. Like, you got to be quick to the cut, my friends. Quickly cutting. And what that means is you're going to need all the mana bonus gains you can get as quickly as possible. So if you have a +5 to red and a +5 to black, and that's all you have, and you're using Sunken Citadel, you get a +2 to all your positive mana bonuses. Well, that only brings you to a 7 and a 7 in both red and black. It doesn't give you any other bonuses any way around. So, with that said, is this actually better by having it spread out across with Sunken Citadel? I'm actually going to go out on a limb and say, in the standard meta right now, with Sunken Citadel in the standard meta, and you're playing that card, you should be, yeah, it really does make a bigger difference. Now, I'm going to evaluate this in 2 ways. As a standalone, the +4 is okay. The +1 and +2 are irrelevant, really, in my book. They're okay. I mean, you have such a widespread mana gain bonuses. I think Steve will like this.
Oh, hello, Goz. But all things considered, that's a pretty good spread.
But the other side of this is the black only gets +3. So that's not better than, say, like Bolas, who's red, black, and blue. And so he would be his direct competition. If you have Bolas Dragon God, third Bolas, then he's got +3 to black, +3 to blue, +4 to red, or somewhere in that. And he's got minuses to the other 2, which, again, that spread is a little bit better than this. So you have a tricolor walker with a better spread than a dual color walker, right? However, those pluses play if you have Sunken Citadel. If you have Sunken Citadel, that makes a massive difference in your mana gains. That takes us from a 4 to a 6, a 3 to a 5, a 2 to a 4, and a 1 to a 3. Still get the -2. But that spread is so good that when your Sunken Citadel's on the board, you're pretty much crushing. And more important than that, I'm going to show you a build and one specific card that goes along with it that makes a massive difference. But let's get into his A ability, shall we? Scrap Mongering, 9 loyalty, so it's in that wheelhouse of fairly priced. I think 9 is kind of where it's settling. 8 or 9 is the price points. 6 or lower is cheap and good. Anything more than 9, max 10, depending on the strength of that, is overpriced. That's my official stance on that. So I think WEBCORE's kind of settling in on a 9 here. This one is destroy the top 6 cards of your library. Excellent. Then return the first 2 artifact cards from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. Then those cards gain X mana. X is 2 plus the number of non-artifact cards in all graveyards times 2 up to 15. Well, hunky-dory, I like that. Now that's 15 per card? We'll have to see. Tower defense, 15 loyalty to create 6 scrap cog chair tokens. This is where the bug is. These are spider constructs, O2. They can't attack, they have defender, and when an opposing creature attacks, deal X damage to that creature. X is equal to this creature's reinforcements. That's dope. I like that. A couple of things we'll spotlight when we actually get into the gameplay. 21 for Academic Reclamation. Deal X damage to each opposing target. X is the number of artifact cards you control, including their reinforcements. Then reinforce your artifact cards 3 times. Yas Queen. That's beautiful. I like that. you have to play around artifacts, but you have constructs. Aren't those counting as artifacts? Well, that inlays the bug for Sir Daretti. Right now, they're not. So we'll get into it. That said, good life total, decent mana gains, especially with Sunken Citadel. And I know that that's biased because a lot of you guys are going to say, but I don't have Sunken Citadel. Or what if you don't have Sunken Citadel? But I don't like playing with Sunken. Play with Sunken Citadel. Just get it and play with it. All right. Anyways, let's get into the first deck. Peasant baby. So Rush of Dread does not work. When it does, this will be a devastating card in the meta. I'm going to break the tar out of this card if they fix it and get it to work the way that it is. A lot of cards I'm going to be spotlighting here have bugs, and it still works. It's pretty brutal. 15 mana. It's got Spree, which I didn't think I would be much of a fan of, but as I'm playing with it more, I'm starting to like it more and more. Spree 1, your opponent discards the first 2 cards from their hand. For 15 mana, that's a little overpriced, but that's pretty devastating. The first 2 is significant. Spree 2, destroy the first and last opposing creatures. That is significant. Controls the board. You can get into Spree 2 pretty easily. If you're running any kind of mana conversion, you can get those first 2 pretty easy. Spree 4 is a little bit more of a challenge, but your opponent loses X life and is the number of X in your opponent's graveyard. So we want to fill his yard with a lot of stuff. This card will pair nicely with Cut Your Losses, which doesn't fit in this guy because he's not blue. But I'm telling you that this is a very cool card, and when it's fixed, it'll be broken, and it'll all be because of that third ability. And more importantly, it's not hitting you for all the damage in the graveyard. But those other 2 abilities are worth playing, and especially in this build. Ariette's Whisper, 8 mana. Your opponent discards the first 2 cards from their hand. You see what I'm doing here? You get the picture? You know what I'm going for here? A little hand hate never hurt nobody except Greg. Then, target creature you control gains Wicked Roll. Let me see your Wicked Roll. All right, that's enough, guys. Big Score. You know, I love this card. 6 mana red. Discard a card, then create 2 gold tokens. Draw 2 cards. If you control 3 or more treasure tokens, instead draw 3 cards. The gold tokens are nice. They're artifacts. They should synergize with the rest of it. But to be fair with you, you're probably going to be burning those to get into the mana gains you need to do the rest of the stuff you're looking to. So don't hesitate popping those where you need to. Breach of the Multiverse. Breach the Multiverse. 21 mana. That's so overcosted. It's cheap. Spell card, destroy the top 10 cards of each player's library. You know where I'm going with this? You know what I'm doing? Then I go pick one from each graveyard, put it on the board. Ren and 6. If you have slept on this card or you don't have it, I highly encourage you go chase this card. Because if you're going to get Daretti and this playstyle matches, oh baby, this is a beautiful card for this Walker and the way that it plays. It is excellent. So absolutely do that. Convert X gems to your Planeswalker's colors. X is the number of non-creature cards in your graveyard. Synergizes well with number 1. Connecting the dots. We love stuff for free. Put it in your exile. You get it for free. Sunken Citadel, as I've mentioned 100 times. What's our win con, guys? Excellent question. 3-fold Thunderhulk. You've been Thunderhulked. Next. Warmonger's Chariot. Why? Because it loses can attack. You'll see. And then Invoke Despair. I needed a little more draw and a little more control just in case I got behind. This is a look at the deck. Click, click. I love this deck. This is a phase 2 deck. When I'm building for new walkers, I go look at the abilities and I try to synergize and I build a V1 of the deck. The version 1 of this deck is in actual my Discord server right now, so you can see it. And I go through the psychology of what I was doing, the thinking behind why I was building that way. And it was okay, but then I find the limitations of what doesn't work within that build and I come and improve it. This is version 2 after playing that version, and I'm in love. I love this deck. It is so much fun. So let's see what it does. All right, so we're going up against Beckless and a blue deal. I'm scared. You know he's going to be running Ambiguity. Right. Here we go. Jace's Perfected Mind. All right, so immediately we really want to do this, frankly. So let's go here. Blue into red, green. That's fine. It's fair. It's fun. It's functional. It's fantastic. It's fugly. So they're running Mox. Cool. We don't mind Mox. We like Mox. We like your Mox. There we go. Beautiful. Turn 2, Breach the Multiverse. See, it's not expensive. We're going to take that. I really wanted to get my red and 6 on the board, but that's okay. Ooh, we like Atraxa. Let's go run Atraxa in our peasant build, shall we? Ooh, fancy. Now, when 3-fold Thunderhulk comes back into your turn, we want to hit confirm the first time. WEBCORE, are you listening? We want to hit it the first time, and only the first time. But every turn after this, it's going to ask me to do this, which gets pretty annoying. Let's do this. We want to get connecting the dots out. We're going to go ahead and throw our 3-fold Thunderhulk into the exile. We're going to, let's actually throw both of them because we're not stingy. We're not greedy folk. Let's just go. We're going to make a red match. We're going to make a loyalty match. We're going to get connecting the dots on the board. Atrox is going to do some things. Breach the multiverse. Steal your girl. All right, we're up to our first ability. Okay, so we're going to do our first ability. We're going to so again, this is the thing with Thunderhulk. Asks every turn, and I don't want to do it every turn. I just wanted to do it the first turn. But now, connecting the dots brings that creature back onto the battlefield. I love connecting the dots. I love connecting the dots. Such a chase card. If you don't have it, go get it because you need it. It's awesome. We want to do this. We're going to go ahead and use our first ability. Again, we're going to destroy the top 6 cards of your library, then return the first 2 artifact cards from your graveyard to your hand. Make sure you got enough room. I haven't tested not having those in there yet, but I only have 2 artifacts in this build, and this is the second one, Warmonger's Chariot. At the beginning of combat on your turn, your first creature gets +2/+2 until the beginning of your next turn. Then if it has Defender or Reach, it loses can attack until the beginning of your next turn. Why is that significant, guys? Oh, you will be seeing, my friend. You will be seeing, my friend. All right, let's go into here. Let's try to get Breach out. We didn't Breach. Lame. Because we don't have Sunken Citadel on the board, and we need Sunken Citadel on the board to get that extra mana gain. That's okay. That's okay. Look at how much damage we've already done just from our first ability when those creatures on board. You got a Troxa. Whatever. I'm not scared. No, we already did it once. We don't need to do it again. But we will take more of a creature. Look at how big this boy gets. He's such a good boy. How beastly he gets. Boy, this is taking a while. Come on. All right, we're going to throw another into exile with connecting the dots. We're going to Breach this time, my friends. Let's go here. Boom. Oh, look at that. A 5 swap, too. So we're going to Breach. I want to grab my Ren and 6. Thank you. On demand. That hits the board. We'll go take their Dakin. Dakin. We're going to Dakin first. We're going to Surveil. We're going to ditch you and you because I want Rush of Dread in hand. I'm going to go ahead and do Ren and 6's first ability, and we're going to just bask in the beauty that is a converted board. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? We're going to big score first. Let's just go here. Boom. All right, so big score ditches the other big score. We draw the 2 gold Tokis. We now Sunken Citadel. We make the red match. We get all the mana. We big score again, don't we? Nope, Rush of Dread. How much mana? 8. Look at the 8 right there next to my face. So they ditch the first 2 cards. They ditch their creature. I love it. It is so much fun. This build is so fun. And it works really, really well with Daretti. I mean, it's just chef's kiss. Really well done. His first ability just synergizes so well with this. No, we're not going to do that. We will take another one, get bigger. Now, I've won. I want you guys to see that I've won here, but I want to demonstrate the other thing that goes into this deck so that I don't have to reshoot a whole nother video. So in our secondary ability, you're going to notice that I can do a couple of things here. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and use our first ability here. Boom. I can get myself into my third ability, question mark. Come on. There it is. Okay, so I got enough loyalty now to do my third. I could end them with my third, do the damage. Here is the bug. So I'm going to go ahead and create 6 scrap cog chair tokens. There's a couple of things about this guy that is a little somehow, for me at least. And that is number 1. These are constructs. So they should count as artifacts. They do not. I can't demonstrate I'll do maybe in the next match, I'll do that, but they don't count as artifacts. That is a bug. They will fix that. That will come in the next repairs, okay? The other side of this is it's a spider construct to me. I think a spider should have reach, but we had some philosophical debates on that. I don't think that it should be missing reach. I think it should have reach. If it had reach, it would make this a much more effective creature. However, the other thing we're not demonstrating here is because they don't have any creatures because I removed them all. They're not attacking to see the damage, so we'll spotlight that in the next fight. In the meantime, what I want you to notice in this build is that he can't attack. However, with Warmonger's Chariot, you're going to see that it loses can't attack, so we don't want to pop that. So let's just go here to a safe bungle. Go there, get all of our things. And we're going to watch our spider construct without reach or artifact lose can't attack so that in the future if we wanted to pump him up or do some shenanigans and pump him up, I didn't build for that. you can see clearly that we can actually spotlight him and go from there. Look at that. See, it's a good thing we reinforced that card, or we would have lost it and not demonstrated it. Here we go. Boom, you see that? And there goes the X. So it was a 2/14. Now he had Summoning Sickness. That's the only reason he didn't attack. I adore this deck. I think it is so much fun. And with Daretti, it is a blast. But that is not my Mythic build. Let me show you that one. Hey WEBCORE, quick suggestion. If I go to build a deck in the deck builder inside of the Planeswalker section, and I hit autofill, it populates from all cards of all hands. However, if I go to the filter and I select standard only and apply, and then hit back to deck, and then hit autofill, it should give me nothing but standard cards, but it doesn't. It gives me legacy stuff, which is not very cool, bro. That would be nice. Anyways, just a suggestion. Moving on. Here's a look at my Mythic build. We got the Blade Coil Serpent. Remember Blade Coil? Remember when Blade Coil used to be good? I think you should dust off your Serpents. Wait, get him back out there, because a lot of these decks, especially the running Galta or whatever it is, they can't beat you if they don't have Galta in hand. It's hard to beat your Serpent. That said, you got Portal to Phyrexia as the other artifact that goes in here. Oh, and it's an artifact subtype, so we can actually pull it up with our first ability. Again, one of my favorite artifacts in the game right now, Brass Tunneler's Grinder. I don't know if it fits in this deck, but I just like running it, so there you go. So between our Serpent and our Grinder, we're going to go over the top. We're going to go Terror Tide. This is another rare card. Again, a really good card out of Ixalan, Last Caverns of Ixalan, LCI. All the cards you have in your yard, this works really well and synergizes with his first ability. His first ability is really dope. Alchemist Gambit, because we like double turns. Breach of the Multiverse, because it's just great to put stuff in the yard. We're going to go make some clues, and we're also going to dig stuff out of the yard with those clues. Ren and 6 is the engine again, and Sunken Citadel are the 2. So I'm gonna tell you this. I actually played a couple of different Mythic builds that didn't include Ren and Sunken. They were fine. Like I spotlighted a Urza build, which I will put inside the Discord so you can see that as far as which ones didn't make the cut. That was my V1 Mythic build, just to kind of spotlight a different engine. That one, because of the deck, it's stupid good. It's stupid good. It loops. But in addition to that, I actually ran one that focused on the third ability, and I'm not going to really spotlight that because it's not a big enough payoff, but I'll talk about that in my recap. Here's a look at the deck. Click, click. Let's go. All right, we're going to take this up against Ninja E and Oko, the best new Planeswalker that's come out of WEBCORE in a while. Maybe the best? I don't know. Let's go see. All right, so here we go. I think it's pretty simple. You lock that down, you get Breach out, and you go from there. It's not rocket surgery, kids. It is not complicated. You just do the thing. Breach, put everything in the yard, because that's where all of our play is going to come from. We'll take 2. They're small. I like them. Here? Question mark? Yeah, that was a good one. All right, so we got it. Now we pull. Ooh, we go Ren and 6 because we want the mana conversion. That's really our big priority. We like Atraxa. We don't mind Atraxas. Let's go. And the only creature I think we have in this build is the Blade Coil. So we're going to get only those. And you'll see why here in a second. All right, so let's go. We can ditch the Terror Tide. We don't need that right now. We do want some draw. We're going to ditch the Phyrexia. And we'll mute the Terror Tide down, but we'll go, oh, we don't need that. We'll go here. Now, we'll ditch that. And this. What are you doing, guys? Get to it. Let's go. Let's do the thing. No matches. Do I set myself with a 5 swap, though? Anywhere. Anyone? Anywhere? Please? Bueller. Now, let's go here. Boom. 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 We do the black mana, and then you see what he does. So we know we're running up against a Atraxa Galta, most likely GTA. So just keep it out of Oko's hands. It's not that big a deal. Oh, he destroyed my deal. That's fine. So we're going to go ahead and use our first ability because we like those. We have all of the that we need. We're going to do 1. Can we get a blue match? Let's go here. Let's see if we can get into a blue. No. Oh, yeah, there it is. Cool. Excellent. It was intended. As intended. So we get the draw. It's not going to get a lot of mana. 2 cards, 2 mana. That's fine. We get 2 of them. We get 2 more cards. Oh, we do get a red and 6 on the board. Thank you. We will take a... Actually, let's take a Blossoming Tortai. And that gets us another Blade Coil, which does the mana and the draw. It gets a bigger Blade Coil with the red match. You see there, it's getting even beefier. 56, 7, 56. Blade Coil's back, my friends. Blade Coil is back. That is fun. That is good, clean fun. And I don't need to do anything other than the first ability. I mean, that's just it. We don't have anything without mana in hand, so we're going to go ahead and tunnel. They don't have any creatures on board because we've controlled it well enough. Let's actually have this. Let's go ahead and do our... let's actually do our first. We'll grab a support. We'll go ahead and do our conversion ability. Sneaky sneak. Get our hand full of mana. Let's game. Let's game. Let's just end this. Let's just end this. The synergy between his first ability and Renin 6 is S-class power, my friends. It is devastating. And then when you add Blade Coil, this is going to be brutal. If you face Blade Coil in this type of a build, you are going to lose your stuff. You're going to lose your stuff. That first ability is that powerful. It is so strong. GG. So good. So good. All right, let's go give our final thoughts. Yeah, man, I really like Daretti, Ingenious Iconoclast. I dig him a lot. Now, I'm going to be transparent with you. His first ability and Sunken Citadel and Renin 6. Renin 6 will rotate after this October. So when the next set drops, that's when this set's going to leave. That said, we got to find something else that gives us conversion for creatures in the yard or cards in the graveyard. Even if you don't and you have Sunken Citadel, which will survive rotation, that's going to give you a +3 to white, +4 to blue, +5 to black, and +6 to red. And when that's on the board, that can make the difference. Then you can go for some other type of red conversion stuff we have. There's other things that will survive that aren't as strong as what I've demonstrated here. But while this is in play or while this is in game, it's going to be good. Now, some of you might say, well, I'll wait for gold and then I'll play with it. In Legacy, you can play with Renin 6 at that point, because I don't think this guy's going to be available for gold until after October, after the rotation set. So if you want to play with this combo, it's got to be pay to play, my friends. $29.99 American USD dollars. And do I think he's worth it? I personally do. I like this playstyle. I think this is a lot of fun. I love it. Now, I will say, his first ability is Aces. I mean, it's an S-tier class ability. It is stupid good. It is worth it all on its own. I love a solid A1. A2 is okay, but I probably will never use it. They will fix it so that the cog hairs actually count as artifacts because they're constructs towards the damage. But I built a deck that really leaned into, a Mythic deck that leaned into the tokens build and hitting face with the A3. And the challenge with that is I built a Guillaume deck and a Shepros deck. It got a ton of artifacts on the board, but the max damage I did was like 20. Not strong enough. Really, really not strong enough. I really wish this third ability for 21 did 3x the number. 3x the damage, and then what it does is it reinforces your creatures. But typically, if you're running artifact creatures, you whipped out your artifact serpent.
Oh, hello, Goz.
You're making him a 3+ on that, so he's a 5/3, I think it is. So you're making him a 20. You get him 3 times, so you're making him a 20 size. So the creature is actually bigger than the damage that you're dealing to the face with all the tokens on the board, right? Even if the constructs counted, that'd be 6 more points of damage. So you'd be up to 26, maybe. That's not enough. It's not enough. You want an A3 that can do 40, 50, 60 significant points of damage, especially if I build around it. So if I'm not building around it, it's very limited, and that makes that function, that third ability, okay. If you have a stupid, really powerful artifact creature on board, you're going to get more from reinforcing it 3 times than you will from the damage you're going to give face to the opponent. So all that said, that first is so good. Guys, I can't tell you how good the first ability really is. It is absolutely chef's kiss. It's cheap, and when you're converting with Renin 6 and you're doing the conversion on the board, it synergizes with your artifact serpent, with Blade Coil. It just does so much. There's just so much stuff you can do. If you have a good solid artifact with enters the battlefield effects that cost less than 15, you get that in hand or close to it with 1 gem swap that can get you up to 18 or 20. I'm telling you, it's solid. It's probably one of the best first abilities we've had that is up there on par, in my opinion, with Scion of Urza and Rawl and all of those guys. You do have to put an artifact to make the big benefit from it, but even just the feeds the yard impact is really significant. So I cannot say enough good things about this. Where do I rank Daretti? I think I like him. I hate to say it. I think I like him better than Angrith. I do. I like him better than Angrith. I like Angrith for the specific playstyle, which is Steal Yo Girl. But honestly, with Breach of the Multiverse, the cost is reduced because you're able to convert so much with Renin 6. Again, I keep saying that. Or with Sunken Citadel. I'm a broken record. You got to have those 2 cards. And many people will comment and say, well, if you have to have those 2 cards, they're not really good. You can go target those cards, and you should target those cards. Those cards are absolutely awesome. You get the Renin 6 card while you're trying to get Tamio, which you should have anyways. for Legacy before she rotates out. You better have Tameo and you better have Teferi. Those are the two strongest vanguards in Standard. I think all Legacy and Standard. Wrenn and 6 is a close third. Do not sleep on Wrenn and 6. It is very, very good. All right, my friends, so I give him, do I think he's worth the $29.99? I do, personally I do. If this is your kind of playstyle and you think this is a lot of fun, it is a lot of fun. It is brutal, it's really, really good. Secondarily, I also think that you have enough control over the powers so that you can hit objectives in gameplay. I did use him in some PvE events, and he helped me help all objectives easily. And I rank him better than Ingrith. So Ingrith I gave a B rating because he's really not in favor right now. He doesn't have a lot of cards that really support him, although there is a particular build I'll be spotlighting in the future for him that's really good. I think Daretti could actually run it better. And yeah, I would do. Is he better than Bolas 1, which is Bolas 1 and Bolas 3 are the two red-black ones that they exist, so all other red-black walkers aren't needed. I actually think Bolas 3 has better mana gains, in fact, and I know that he has better mana gains than this guy. So those guys are still secure at the top of the heap for black-red. Daretti's a close third, in my opinion. Is he an S tier walker? No, I would give him an A rating because he is card dependent, but even then, with those card dependencies, he's still a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun. I think you're really going to enjoy him, and I'd like to know your thoughts. Did you already pick him up? Did you already build for him? Get into the Discord. I have all of the deck builds that I didn't feature here laid out there for you guys to be able to see how I've done it. And if you have some other deck suggestions, I have no problems doing another video with this guy in the future. I loved playing with him. So that said, my friends, I appreciate you. I know you could be anywhere in the world. You just spend this time with me here. It is appreciated. Comment, like, subscribe, do all the things. We're on our quest to 10,000 subs now. But we'd love to have you along with us for the ride. In the meantime, if you have any other questions, anything else, we have the best players in the world in Discord. We'd love to help you figure out how to optimize your build so you can win more, get more points, score more rewards, get all the walkers you want for gold or cash or whatever it is. And until our next quest, my friends, swords up.
Ha ha!